Hey everyone, and hello my beautiful beloveds. Welcome to this week's episode of Real Talk Wednesday with Dr. Elizabeth. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. So many of you have asked for this video, a video on the law of attraction. Now, I have to tell you guys, I have been, as you guys know, I just turned 60. So I've been on the planet for 60 years. I have been practicing the law of attraction since I was a little girl, like 4 or 5 years old. So basically, I have about 55 years of practicing the law of attraction. Now, when I was a little girl, I didn't know it was called the law of attraction at all. It was just something I would put my focus on what I wanted and doing all the other things that you do to get, for the law of attraction and manifesting these things in my life. So I know so many people are fascinated with the law of attraction. So I really wanted to take time in a Real Talk Wednesday to talk all about the law of attraction and how you can put it into practice in your own life. Now, this is going to be a series. I am going to do this Saturday, so mark your calendars. I'm going to continue this conversation of the law of attraction, and we're actually going to do the vision board video, which I'm so excited to do with you guys, and I'm going to outline 4 very, very powerful techniques that you can use to put the law of attraction in your life into practice to manifest what it is that you want, regardless of what it is that you want. As long as it's in alignment with your soul's highest purpose, of course. So, okay, now let's start this video this week with a story. As you guys know, I grew up in Wisconsin, and when I was 16, we moved from Wisconsin to Arizona. Now, I was really excited about this move. You know, a lot of times people would not be happy to be leaving their high school and moving to, all the way across country. But I just decided I was going to take this as an opportunity, really as an opportunity to have a fresh start is, I guess, a good way I would say. And so I remember, so I already put that into play, into the law of attraction. I was already like, I'm excited about this move. I'm not going to be sad that I'm, leaving Wisconsin. I'm going cross country. I'm going to take this as a brand new opportunity for a fresh start. And that's exactly what I did. So I was already putting the energy of the law of attraction and focusing on making this amazing into play. And then I remember once we moved, it was before school started, we had to go and register. Now, I need to kind of set the stage. My father there's 4, in my family, I'm the oldest of 4 girls, all a year apart. If you guys haven't watched my story, I highly recommend you go back and check that out, because I share the whole story of my life and kind of just, things that I've been through in my life. And so part of that is I, grew up with, there were 4 sisters. And basically, my dad wanted to send us all to an all-girls Catholic school. And we were like, oh, no, please, please. Because we begged him to send us to the public school, because the public school was Saguaro High School, for those of you who know anything about the public high schools in Scottsdale, Arizona. It was an amazing high school. I mean, this high school was like a junior college. It was incredible. And so finally, we begged him, and he finally succumbed reluctantly. I must say, really reluctantly. And then I remember my very first day that I walked onto the campus. And I remember it was like nothing I'd ever seen. It was a huge campus, literally like a junior college. It was so big. It had different buildings everywhere. In fact, I think it was probably almost the size of my college that I ended up going to. It was really spectacular. And the very first, literally, I hadn't even been on campus for a couple of minutes, and I met this young man who ended up being my friend. His name was Scotty Ryan. So Scotty, if you're watching, thank you for being my friend and for being so amazing. Scotty was just one of these really great guys, really enthusiastic, very kind. And I remember he's like, hey, you're new. What's your name? And we started talking. He's like, listen, let me give you a little tip on the DL. You want to be in Mrs. Knack's communications class. He said, not only is she the best teacher on campus, it's a super fun class. She's amazing. It's amazing. Just do your best to sign up for that class. So I was like, that's really cool. So I go to registration. Now, unfortunately, the new kids, everybody else registers, and then the new kids register last. So this is day 3 into registration. So I go to registration, and I'm like, hey, I said to the lady, hey, my name's Elizabeth, I'm new. And I said, first off the bat, before you do anything, I want to tell you, I want Mrs. Knack's communications class. And she kind of goes like this. I said, what? She says, honey, that class has been closed since like the first 2 hours of registration, the first day. She said, and I said, well, that's okay. You can put me on the waiting list. She says, honey, there's a 200-person list for the waiting list. And I was just like, ugh. But I remember so clearly. I didn't let that get me down. But I remember just hearing my inner voice. It's my higher self, but I call it my little voice. I remember my little voice just saying, shh, it's okay. Just leave that time empty. Don't worry about it. So I was like, and I trusted it. I said, okay. And because there was really a master plan going on here. And so I said, okay, so I did all my other classes, but I left that time slot when Mrs. Knack's communications class was going on, I left it open. So as soon as I walked out of registration, I heard my little voice saying, okay, you're gonna go to that class. And I was like, oh, that's genius. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and show up for the class as if I was already in class. So sure enough, first day of school, I have that time open, so I show up for Mrs. Knack's class. And I remember went to the class. And here was the most amazing part. I'm sitting in class, and she starts teaching these principles. It was from Earl Nightingale, who taught, the law of attraction, all sorts of like positive mindset. It was like really like Dale Carnegie, like all of this really incredible mindset to help you have an extraordinary life. She wrote her own books, and she also taught Earl Nightingale. And I was blown away. I had already practiced these things, but I didn't know there was a name to them. I didn't know that they were actual techniques, there were actual books. I was just practicing something that came natural to me. So of course I was in awe. I was like this, like, oh my God, like just in awe and taking in everything. And so after class, I introduced myself, and she's like, she looked at her list and she says, oh honey, you're not on my list. I said, I know. I said, I'm a new kid, and I said, the class is already closed. I said, but something in me, something in my soul told me to show up anyway. And she was so sweet. She's like, oh honey, she said, you're amazing. She said, I could tell just by looking at your face, you absolutely love what I'm teaching. She said, but there's a 200-person waiting list. She said, even if somebody dropped out, she said, I would have to take the next person in line. And I remember this, my beloveds. I just took a breath and I said, it's okay. And I'm sure in her mind she thought, well, I'm sorry, but I'll never see her again. No. The next day, I show up in class as if I'm already in class. And she just looked at me and she kind of gave me a smile. She didn't say anything to me. She just kind of gave me a smile. I went and sat in the back of class. And again, soaking up all this energy and just being so excited about the whole thing. So I kept on showing up for class day after day after day as if I was already in class. And so I remember, and Mrs. Knack would just smile at me. She never kicked me out. I mean, to her credit, she never kicked me out of class. She never said I couldn't sit in class. And so I remember it was like 3 weeks in. And I remember after class, I was walking out, and she said, Elizabeth, come here. And she said, I'm going to tell you something. And I knew, like in my soul, I knew what she was about to tell me. She said, you cannot tell anybody but your parents. But she said one of the young girls in class got sick and has to drop out. And she said, I'm going to put you officially in this class. And I remember I started to cry. I was so happy. Oh, I remember it like as if it was yesterday. I started to cry, I gave her the biggest hug, and I said, oh my God, Mrs. Knack, you won't be sorry. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be in this class and to learn from you. Thank you so much. And then she said, and, so good, I'm gonna make you my TA. And of course, the tears are just flowing out of my eyes, and I was like, Mrs. Knack. And she said, listen, sweetheart, she said, I've never seen a more tenacious young girl in my life. She said, you earned the spot in this class because, she said, you literally practiced the principles I'm teaching in this class. She said, how could I not let you in? She said, when I got that opening, she said, I just decided I'm going to let you in. And she said, my only requirement from you is that you don't tell anybody. And so I said, I'm gonna throw away that key. I'm not gonna say a word. And here's the most amazing part, my beloveds. That class changed my life in every way, shape, and form. And to think that I manifested that through the law of attraction, literally by just showing up and showing up against all odds. So now so that's my story. And now what I want to do is I want to give you just like one thing that you can hold on to when it comes to the law of attraction. If you listen carefully to that story, there were a couple things that happened to me that were really profound. And I want you to just recognize that, because when they happen to you, and they will when you begin to practice the law of attraction, I want you to pay attention to it, and I want you to use the openings when it comes to you. The first was the moment Scotty Ryan said Mrs. Knack's class, I got this flutter in my heart. It was literally it was like butterflies. Like my soul was just like, it was like that. It was just like, it was such a resonance with my soul. And that was the opening. That was like, okay, this is something that is for me, because my soul recognized it. And then the second thing that I want you guys to take note of, and that is a technique that I want you to put into practice. So first, it's the recognition. So for whatever, think of something you want to manifest right now. When something like Joseph Campbell, who's one of my absolute favorite teachers of all time, not teacher, I didn't get to study with him, but teacher as far as a spiritual teacher. He says, when something is yours, nothing can keep you from it. And so when you get that kind of recognition, it isn't like I want this from the space of an ego. This is, I want this because it resonates with my soul. When you get that, that's an opening. That's when you begin to apply the law of attraction. When you apply it to places where there's an opening, that's when the magic occurs. And that's when it always opens up for you. We can try to force things, but trust me, my beloveds, there have been times when I've tried to force things, either within a relationship that I thought I wanted, or in like some kind of opportunity I thought I wanted. Thank God it didn't open up. I mean, really, like some of those men that I really wanted to be in a relationship at a time, I thank God that they rejected me, because looking back, it would have been a disaster, because it wasn't the right place for my soul. It wouldn't have been a blessing. I wanted it from the ego standpoint. So once you really get, okay, this is an opening, and you can feel that it's an opening and it really resonates with your soul, the next thing is you're going to start to get guidance. When you get that guidance, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting so excited. Like, I really want you guys to get this, because this is the secret of the law of attraction. This is more than just, oh, I want this and then it's going to happen. This is the real truth of how we can make this happen. Once you get that whisper of take this action, take this guidance, the logical mind might go, that's ridiculous. Like for me, I could have very easily said, okay, let's just look at this. I'm a new kid. The class is closed. There's 200 kids on the waiting list. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to get in this class. But I didn't go there. I literally heard the whisper, show up for class, and just said yes. It was literally not from a place of the logical mind. I put the logical mind to the side, and I listened to the divine guidance I was given and went to class. And even after Mrs. Knack the first time said, listen, sweetie, you're not on there, I still got the guidance, show up again. I showed up. I kept on showing up because I kept on getting the proper guidance. Spirit whispering in my ear, do this, do this. And I know each and every one of you have had even just the tiniest inkling of that kind of guidance. And that's what we want to go and follow those openings. So the two principles I really want to share with you, I want you to get, is you go to where you're given the soul's guidance. If something really resonates with you, that's where you want to go. You want to do the openings, and you want to set aside the logical mind thinking that's impossible, that can't possibly happen for me. And if you're given the opening and you're given the guidance, I want you just to go for it anyway. Go for it, because that's where you get the miracle. That's truly, my beloved, where the miracle comes from. All right, so I hope this video really, really helped you. I know these are deep concepts. I know this is a lot. What I want you to do is watch this video a couple of times, because some of the things I'm talking about, some of the principles that I kind of layered into here, are very deep, and it might sound a little bit crazy at first. Listen to this video. Try listening to this video at least once a day from now until Saturday's video, because Saturday's video is going to be a continuation of the law of attraction, where I'm actually going to walk you through some of the different practices that you can actually do, like the action steps. This is more like the getting the mental mindset. Also, I want you guys to know that I am doing the 12-week program. It's a life masterclass, Journey to the Ultimate You. And in this program, it's literally going to be whoever wants to sign up for it and me live on a call once a week. And we're going to take the principles I talk about here, take the principles that I share in my book, take all the principles I share with my private clients and that I give at the big talks that I give, at very, very large events. And we're going to take that and dive deeper to really give you the strategies, techniques, and tools and tips to actually help you manifest what it is you want in your life. Because I really want you guys to have the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, most fulfilling life imaginable. That's my dream and my wish for all of you. So if you're interested or even think you want to get more information on it, I'm going to put the email right here, media@drelizabeth.com. And just you can send me an email and we will send you the information. All right, my beloveds, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, watch it a couple times, really study it. And let's see what else. I hope it kind of gave you a little bit of just a little fuel or inspiration, because I know there are so many things that you want to manifest in your life. You guys write to me and you tell me. And so using these principles, when done properly, it really, really works. And so you guys know I love you. I love you to infinity and back, and I appreciate you so much. And I'm here. Literally, I always say every week, you can do this, because I am here to help you do this. I believe you can do it. If I can do it, so can you. And I want to help you every step of the way. All right. See you guys next time. Ciao.